Hello, welcome and welcome back everyone to our Unique Solutions series of webinars, today focused on cloud storage, presented by myself, Scott Gamar, and Mike Lugo. Mike?
How's everybody doing this morning?
All right, some formalities. A little bit about Bolide. Been around over 26 years. We're ISO 9001, 2008 certified, GSA schedule contract holders, and all around awesome company. In today's webinar, we're going to go over what is cloud storage, the types of cloud storage that can be done on our recorders, FTP, Google Drive, and Dropbox, and how to connect to those services, setting up FTP and setting up the cloud recording. I think without further ado, let's just jump into it. Turn it over to Mike here.
All right, guys. So this is a long time coming. We've had a lot of customers requesting cloud storage. How does it work? When are we going to get it? So this is a real exciting topic to go over, and hopefully we cover everything and show you guys how this works. So I'm gonna go over a couple terms first and foremost, so we're all familiar with what we're talking about. The cloud storage gets thrown around a lot. A lot of people aren't too sure really what cloud storage is. Basically, cloud storage is just data stored somewhere other than where you're at. You can access it from the web. That's all cloud storage is. There's a lot of services out there that offer cloud storage, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a service. You can host that yourself. So the first one we're going to go over is FTP, which is a file transfer protocol. This is a way of storing files on a remote computer, either through the network or through your local network. It's kind of a backup solution to your recording files. Another term you're going to see me go over is SMTP, and this has to do with email. And this is the way that Google Drive and Dropbox are able to log on. The recorder is able to log on to those services through your email. So SMTP refers to email. We will be going over Google Drive, and that's Google has its own cloud storage service, and we also will be going over Dropbox. Dropbox is pretty popular. It's been around for a long time. It's a personal cloud storage service, sometimes referred to as, like I said earlier, a backup service. Yeah, Dropbox is pretty popular, and the way you log on to these two is pretty similar. It's almost exactly the same. So let's get into it. Let's not waste too much time. Let's get right into it. So, a second, let's go to the recorder. So everybody's familiar with the GUI of our new GUI, actually. Let's jump right into it. So the first thing I'm gonna go over is FTP. As you can see, I have some information populated here already, but I'm gonna go over exactly what that information is. So Windows 10, which is the newest Windows, pretty sure everybody has it, not should have it, has the option to run a FTP within the operating system itself. Prior, you would have to pay for a service or buy some third-party software. Now you can just have Windows do it. So I'm gonna show you guys how to set this up. Let's go into my screen. Okay. So I got two mouses with me right here, so bear with me. So if you go to your start menu and you scroll all the way down to Windows Administrative Tools. Inside Windows Administrative Tools, you're going to find Internet Information Services, which is ISS. This is really simple to set up. It could be a major selling point for customers. Really helpful. So inside Information Services, if you right-click, you can add a FTP site. You're going to give it a name. We're going to name this NVR2, and then we're going to give it a path. I have a path set up already in my E drive. Come down here, there it is, NVR, NVR1. I can choose either one. Select that. So you can see that my path is now there. I hit next. Now we're going to go into binding the FTP to the actual web page. So down here, I'm going to find my IP address. I'm going to bind it. Port 21 is a universal port for FTP. You can change that. If there's a network administrator, he might want a different port, but by default, it's always 21. And then you want to make sure down here that there's no SSL. So this is going to pertain to security issues. You know, different administrators might have different protocols that they want to run or not run, but to keep it very simple, we're going to put no SSL. Hit next, and then we want to have an anonymous logon, and of course hit basic. And we want to allow access to all users because the recorder is not an actual user. And then we want it to have read and write permissions. Finish. That's it. Now you see here that I have a FTP site, and I want to come over here and I want to start it. Actually, I have this one running already. But that's it. Once that is done, you're done setting up the FTP. Very simple. Now I can go into the recorder and tell the recorder that I have an FTP setup and I want it to send files to that folder. So come back here to my, as you can see, that's my IP address. There's the port 21. Anonymous is the user. That's what we added. Now, let me show this. Oops. There we go. So right here, I'm going to show there is no password, but the recorder wants you to put something there. So you can just put password. Doesn't matter what you put, as long as it's more than one letter. But to make it easy, I just put password. So picture resolution. This is the max picture resolution of snapshots you're going to get from the recorder. This is the quality. Of course, you want it the highest off the mainstream. And then it's going to send intervals every 30 minutes for pictures. Okay. Then if I want to do video, I can come down here, make sure that's on, and then select what channels I want to have video uploaded. Now, really important, the video that it saves is the proprietary video. It's not going to be MP4 or AVI. It's going to be proprietary to our recorder. So just keep that in mind. That's why I kind of call it like a backup. And then last but not least, we have these 4 options here. And these are going to be what you want to send to your FTP. For instance, motion, right? So once I set up my motion, you have some other options over here. I want to make sure that I'm sending my video and my pictures, if you want pictures, to the FTP site. Come back over here. We set up our motion. Now any motion or go back. Oops. Any motion or PIR alarm settings, input output, intelligent analytics, all that stuff will be sent to the FTP, just like it would the recorder. Pretty simple, it's very easy. The next thing is a schedule. So there's an FTP schedule, just like we have with our motion, our PIR, our email settings, all that stuff has a schedule. And you can see it's very simple. It's just like the rest of our stuff. You select what you want and you go ahead and highlight the area. I'm taking it off actually. And what's left highlighted is the hours that you will be having FTP being uploaded from your recorder. So very simple. Once again, if you guys have any questions, remember there's a questions area. Feel free to type them out and we will answer them as we go along. So that pretty much sums up FTP. Very simple, something almost every user should have. All of your clients should have a computer running. It doesn't take a lot of resources. I do recommend, if it's something you're gonna push to your customers, you set up its own computer. It doesn't have to be, you know, some high-powered computer. It's just basically a file storage computer. It's very simple. You kind of don't want it running on a computer you use every day. It's going to fill up really quick because it's video data. Keep that in mind. So let's move on. If we have no questions, back back up here. Cloud. This is what everybody's been waiting for, cloud. So like I said, Google Drive and as well as Dropbox are the same setup process. So before I go here, I better go show you this first. The way that it signs onto your account is through your email. That's why I went over earlier, SMTP. So my email, enable this. So this is my email service for Gmail. There's all my information. You can see that my email account is there. And then there's one receiver. That receiver is really important because that's what's going to get the activation code that you need to enable the service to run with the recorder. So, and I'll go over that in a minute. You can fill the information out. You get that from your service provider, whoever that may be. Ours is Gmail. If it's Microsoft or if it's Yahoo, you get the information. You fill this out, and you can go ahead. You can do a test email. We know that works. But once that's done, then we can go ahead and do set up our cloud storage. So I'm gonna go to cloud and enable it. Right, I'm gonna use Google Drive because that's my email service. Cloud override auto, just like the recorder, just like the hard drives, you want it to override from the oldest to newest. It'll take care of that for you. And what's cool about the cloud is you can do AVI, MP4, or raw footage, which is our proprietary video recording. And then all the channels that you have, you'll see them here. Now here's where it gets, here's where you have to activate your service. So I already filled out my email. I can go ahead and I can hit activate cloud. Am I sure? Yes. Okay, cloud is activating. Please wait. I'm going to get a prompt to my email, like I said. So the receiver is very important because it's going to send it to my receiver, which is my personal email. Okay, so let me go over here to my personal email. A second, I'll bring that up. Let's move this over. Okay, so as you can see here, my personal email, I have cloud, activate cloud on Google Drive. Click that. It's gonna give me a link and an activation code. So I'm gonna highlight this activation code, copy it, and then go ahead and hit the link. All right, what's the activation code? I can paste that there. Next, sign into my account and allow. This is gonna allow the recorder to log into your email or cloud service. So you got to give that permission. That's what this whole activation is for. Once I allow that, I am good. So let's go back to the recorder. It's my recorder. Okay, come down here and let me apply. And bam, you can see that it now says activated. I can see how much room I have left in my recorder on my cloud service. All that stuff is what we set up already. And it's that simple. Very, very, very simple.
We had a question here. Will you be sending the recording of the presentation to everyone? It would be nice to be able to go to the recording to follow some of these steps. Of course. So after the webinar, we post this whole thing onto YouTube, and we can send you the link for that.
Yeah, we have all of our webinars on YouTube. Very helpful. You guys can go watch it 3-4 times. It's a very simple process to do this. It's almost unbelievable how easy it is to set this up. So one thing I do want to say about using these cloud services, they do have free options, but it's not a lot of storage capacity. I think Google does like 2 gigs or something like that, and same with Dropbox. And they do have the pay option of it's not very expensive at all, but you can do the free option and just do, you know, smaller video clips, or it's really good for a fail-safe, I like to call it, you know, rather than a first option for recording. But it's a very, very helpful tool and a very good selling point to the customers. Everybody wants cloud nowadays. I think FTP is really good because that's a free service that you can host yourself, or the customers can host themselves. It's real easy to set up, and to me, it's a peace of mind just to know you have some kind of backup of recording other than the recorder.
We have another question here. Does this account that we activate in Google account, is it recognized by Google as an unsafe app?
So when you go into, that's a good question. When you set up any Google account and you try to, add that email to your phone or maybe an Outlook on your computer, you always have to go and allow unsafe apps. That's just a option in Google you're going to have to always enable if you're going to use the cloud service or any service with Google other than what it's meant for.
Let's see here. How do I access the videos on Google Drive?
Good question. Very simple. So if you have Google Drive on your phone as an app, or if you have just accessing it from your computer, everything will be there. Let's go to my Google Drive, and you can see that some video should be there. Actually, we haven't had no motion, so maybe there shouldn't be no video yet. Let's see. Yeah, nobody's walking in front of the cameras, but just like you would access your drive via the internet, via the web, log into your Google Drive, and all your video will be there. Just like if you were accessing any other kind of files or anything like that. Yep. Any other questions? So the Dropbox is the same exact process. It's going to use your email, whatever you use to sign up for the service. Right? In my case, my Bolide email I have linked to my Google Drive. Then that is what you're going to use to set up your email service, right? Your email in the recorder. So the issue with that is if you're going to have emails being sent to you for notifications, make sure that that email also is the same one that you sign up with the service, whether Dropbox or Google. So make sure that that is together. Yeah. So yeah, this is a pretty quick webinar. It's very simple. We wanted to get this out to everybody, make sure everybody knows about this new service. In the past, we've had Dropbox, and it only did pictures. So this is pretty big for us to do video now. Yeah, and the video is accessible. Like I said in the beginning, what's a cloud service? It's something that can be accessed through the web. So now you have your recorder going to the web, and files can be accessed other than either our app or going to the recorder itself. You have another set of files via the cloud. It's pretty exciting.
Can we show through the FTP folder just with how the files come through?
Sure. I'm not sure if there's any through because I don't have any motion, but let's check. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I didn't think it was in yet. Yeah, there's nothing yet because we haven't had no motion going on. So the file's still empty. Folder's still empty because I haven't had no motion or I haven't set up any notifications to be sent there. But it's gonna basically be like this. Go back to my Windows here. So here's my drive. Here's my folder. Of course, it's empty, like I said, because I haven't had anything sent there. But this is how easy it is to access your recordings. They'll all be in here, just like if you're surfing, or just like if you're going through your computer to the different drives and different folders. It's that easy. Very simple. And same thing with your cloud service. You just go into open up the service, and they'll be there like any other folder or file would be. So do we have any more questions? We do.
Let's see. How fast do the videos become available on cloud?
So it takes about maybe good 5 to 10 minutes to get that video over. It's not an instantaneous thing, but it is there. It'll be from the timestamp of 10 minutes ago for it to get there. It just takes a minute to get there, but everything will be there. It's very, very accurate when it's sending these videos up.
So there's a little delay in the video getting
Yeah.
there, but the timestamp on the video is going to be accurate, is
Yep.
what you're saying. What is the recommended upload bandwidth to upload a 4-channel video system in 2 megapixel?
So what is the recommended upload band? So that's a good question. We have a lot of customers that are having issues with bandwidth. When you get a service from a service provider, they give you like 100 megabytes download, but the upload is not always. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So we recommend at least 2 megs per 2 megapixel camera. Does that make sense? Yeah, right? I think I said that right. Yeah. So I mean, if you got like 16 cameras, you're gonna need at least 32 megabytes upload if you're trying to do them all at once. Right? So they're not all gonna be done at once. If you're doing like motion, it might be 1 or 2 at a time. So take that into consideration. Right? Same thing with the phone app. When you're trying to view all of your cameras remotely at one time and it's mainstream, keep in mind that it has to do with the upload for one of the system and then download of your remote device.
All right, we have, does it slow down my remote access?
Yeah, yes, it does. It will slow down your remote access because you're using bandwidth. Not much, like I said, it depends on what it is that you are actually uploading, Yeah.
All right, we have a request here. It says, tell Scott to do a cartwheel so we can see the footage on the file. I'm gonna have to disappoint the listeners, although my cartwheels are magnificent. There's not the room in here for that right now.
Yeah. So yeah, any further questions? And remember, feel free if you guys have any other questions we don't go over or you miss them, go ahead and give us a call. We'll be happy to answer those questions.
We have one right here. It says, could this service be used as a primary storage or only HDD backup?
So that's a very good question. I do not recommend that because, for one, it could get pretty pricey doing a cloud service when you're looking at compared to a terabyte, 2 terabytes. You're trying to get 2 terabytes on a cloud. That could get pretty pricey. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think it's like what do we?
I mean, every service is a little different.
Yeah.
But if you can have the storage locally and just use it as a backup, that's going to be your most cost-effective and reliable source.
Yeah. So the other question says, what is price is not? If price is not an issue, oh, by all means. I mean, sure, you could. I mean, again, I wouldn't recommend it because it's a video recorder and you're getting the video recorder to record video for you. That's why you're getting it. So, but it can. I mean, of course, yeah, it can be done if price is not an issue for sure. That's why I say FTP is a free option. It's a free option to do that. And if you have a network administrator, he'll be able to open ports and have you access those files remotely from remote location. It's not going to be through an app or anything like that, but it could be done. Yep.
Can it be set up to roll off the days like the NVR, or do you have to go in and delete the footage to clear up more storage?
Oh no, for sure. It could be set up just like the DVR for auto, and it'll erase the oldest to the newest and just continue to do that. It'll delete everything for you, all the older files. Yep. So that's cool. It's cool. It's a cool option. It'd be a hassle to go in and have to delete everything yourself. Yep. So yeah, any more questions, guys? I hope I didn't rush through everything. I hope we made it pretty simple for everybody to understand. It's a very easy process to set up.
And again, the video will be available on YouTube following this, so you can pause and go through at your leisure.
Exactly. And as always, if you guys need help setting any of these things up, feel free to give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to either help you do it or go through the process with you. Yeah.
So, all right. If that's it, looks like we're getting out of here a little early.
About 5 minutes. I was shooting for 30, but yeah, 11:25 is a good time. For us on the West Coast, at least, it's lunchtime. So don't want to hold you guys up too much.
I want to thank everybody for attending, and join us next time for our next webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. You guys have a good one. Hope you enjoyed it.